Good morning. It's Monday. How was your weekends? All of your weekends. Mine was good. Ezzy and I, you know what? Actually, just not having to work and be with Ezzy, just being with Ezzy full time. I was like a little bit daunted about the fact that we wouldn't be able to really go outside. But it was fine. And honestly, it was really, really nice to bond and spend time together and jump up and down on the bed together and have what Ezzy likes to call mess parties, where she gets all the blankets and pillows and puts them on the bed and then goes crazy and just have a blast. Ezzy was so sweet when I put her to bed on Saturday night. She was like, "Mom, I really had such a fun day." So we really had a fun weekend. I was a little bit daunted coming into Monday, I will be honest, because solo parenting while working thing is hard. And like I said a million times over, I mean, I'm super grateful the fact that I have her dad's and we're tag teaming in that we are taking turns having her, but when we do have her, it's still full-time and still full-time working. So I'm gonna drop Ezzy off with him around lunchtime. I think technically, so ironic, my European quarantine is technically coming to an end of this 2 weeks. But ironically, I went from one hotspot, epicenter, Europe, to now New York is now just suffering the worst, some of the worst in the world in terms of like the amount of cases and everything. On top of which, the worst part of New York is Queens, where I am right now, Elmhurst. I love, a couple neighborhoods over is where they're really suffering at the hospital, and God, it's just unreal. And Queens is I have such an affinity for my community, my neighborhood, and Elmhurst, Jackson Heights, Sunnyside, Woodside, that whole area is really just such a wonderful place. I'm so proud to be bringing up my daughter here because there's just like so many different cultures and so many people from all different backgrounds, and for me that's really exciting, and it's I think the best place in the world to bring up kids in some ways. Ironically, I know I don't have a backyard and I have an apartment, but under normal circumstances. But yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. It's really tough to see this happening to my community and so close to home. It's a real ghost town out there every time I pop my head out. Actually, for the weekend, Ezzy and I just went to a open concrete basketball court space where there was just literally no one, because she got to the point where she couldn't be cooped up anymore, and there was nobody walking there, nobody there, and she could just run around in circles and not touch anything and just run and get some of the energy out. And like that was super, super important. I had to bribe her with ice cream to get her to go back inside, because once she let her out, she was like, "I'm not going back in there," which is fair. But she, she's been doing really well, all things considered, and I don't know entirely what she thinks of all this, or if she's even really aware. She talks about germs a lot. I don't know. I'd love to hear from you guys about how your kids are reacting to this and what they think about the whole thing and how old they are and whether they're even aware of it and whether it's just exciting because they have mom and dad home. So many emotions. Anyway, much love to you all. I'll talk to you in a little bit. So I don't know about you all, but I start panicking about everything these days. I think I'm just clearly suffering from some anxiety here. So just literally like yesterday, the bulb burnt out in my fridge and I started panicking I was going to lose all my groceries that I'd stocked up on. I burnt myself over the weekend and I started panicking about whether like it was going to get worse or something, and just the things that wouldn't bother me normally have started to just make me so much more anxious. I'm just anxious about everything. I don't know if you guys are feeling that too. So I'm working here on my computer, and Ezzy also wants me to feed her breakfast like a little baby. So I multitask while I check up on Slack and also hand feed my almost 4-year-old. I do love her. Love you, Ezzy. It's cute when she does the baby stuff a little bit. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a goose kissing a moose down by the bay, where the watermelons grow? Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a whale with a polka dot tail down by the bay? Sing, Ezzy. Watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say. Let's find another lyric. Did you ever see a bear combing his hair down by? Yeah, that's crazy. Bears don't have hair. They have fur. And it's only Monday. No, that lyric again. Sing it again. Did you ever see a cow eating
some dinner
down by the bay, where the watermelons grow? Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, I will say. Did you ever see an Ezzy eating something down by the bay? Just give it a minute. The neighbors are going to start tapping on the pipe. Oh, they will tap on the pipe, because they like to tap on the pipe when we do anything fun. Ba, 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 ba. Okay.
The neighbor's knocking in the door.
Yeah, the neighbor's knocking on the floor. Told you that would happen.
Neighbors, don't knock on the floor. You scared neighbors. Oh, hey.
Okay, but maybe jump on the rug so that we don't get evicted. Thank you. But real talk. The frustrating thing about the neighbors doing that is that we literally can't go outside. Like barely at all. So if my daughter runs around for a hot second or jumps up and down for like 5 minutes, which is really literally what it was, you're saying by knocking on the floor that she can never run around and jump until we're allowed to leave this confined area, which may be not for a very long time. I have rugs. I've done everything I can. It's just really frustrating. I don't know if you guys, well, you probably don't. Many of you watching, maybe you all live in houses. It's just an apartment thing. Also, I love Ezzy so much, and like normally I'm pretty good about the co-parenting thing and dropping her off and, you know, looking forward to that time to myself. And ironically, I feel like I would feel that more now more than ever, since we're sort of cooped up in this apartment together. And it's been such hard work to work and also parent. But for whatever reason, I mean, I guess it's just natural and normal, but I'm really feeling it hard today about, sometimes it just hits me with co-parenting, and sometimes it hits me that I only have her half the time, and that puts me into a funk. Even though I really do honestly think that having downtime makes me a better mom when I'm with her. But today I feel like I'm gonna really miss her when she goes, when I drop her off at her dad's, because, I don't know, partly because she's my only real human contact, but also because I love her so very much and she's so special. Man, and I was trying to like put on a brave face and just sort of like see the positive with what I have and try not to dwell on what I don't have and just make the best of what I have and everything. And the thing is, that's it. I'm just like naturally very optimistic, or like I try to be so optimistic about everything, and I am usually, but I don't know. These are testing times. Ezzy, let me see your outfit. You got dressed and you put blush on. You look so cute.
I do.
You do. I know your room's still a mess. Can you do a little twirl for me? That's so cute. Got your little flip-flops on? Sometimes you do gotta get dolled up even if you're not going out. That's what we try and do, right, Ezzy? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pose, pose, strike a pose, 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 more pose, pose, another pose. So this weekend I felt the need to prove to myself that I was some kind of domestic goddess because I felt like everybody in the world was doing domestic goddessy things. They're all trapped inside, so I decided I would bake chocolate chip cookies. Actually, you know what? It's hard to show you how. Essentially, they turned into like one big splodge of a pancake in the pan that I then had to kind of like cut up into pieces. And I'm so proud that Ezzy just ate one for the first time just now because I was pushing them on her this weekend and she was just rejecting them all over the place in favor of her sparkly pink troll Oreos. So I guess I just can't compete with troll Oreos and I don't even know why I'm trying. That's my conclusion. That's my conclusion. We are walking in empty streets to go and
See Daddy!
yeah, it's really nice to just get out and let Ezzy run a little bit. She loves to run, but it is surreal how quiet it is. But you know what, I will say that I think people are really paying attention to the staying at home unless absolutely urgent or essential, which is obviously what our little trip is to. Oh, Ezzy, you forgot your stethoscope. Stethoscope. There's a car playing music, so Ezzy and I are having a street dance party. Dance! Hold my hands across the street though. Dance, 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 dance.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hi!
Distance
You
friends.
like a bag?
Hi!
Hey.
Yeah, that's your bag.
Say hi to Gigi, Ezzy. This is too tragic, but adorable. You like her bag?
Oh, I have
Show me? No, I have this.
I'm a naked baby.
So I thought I would go into CVS to get a special Band-Aid for my burn since I sort of did this like makeshift Band-Aid thing, but it's not really working out so well. And I accidentally just like pulled off some of the burnt skin. God, gross. Anyway, long story short, you know, my normal self would be like, you know what? I think I need a better Band-Aid for this. So I just ran over to, on the way back from dropping off Ezzy to go into the CVS, start to go through the door. And this person's like, wait. And then I turn around and I see this huge line basically around the block of people waiting to get into CVS. And it's just like a one in, one out situation. So I'm gonna have to make do with my makeshift first aid here, which is such a, you know, a great reminder that if you haven't stocked up on your first aid materials and you can, it's probably worth it because you just can't predict when you do something stupid like I did, like burn your arm on a sheet pan. So oddly enough, no line at the liquor store, which you would think would also have a line, but it is still open. So necessities between CVS and the liquor store. But yeah, it's for a hot second, I think I did clock the line, but I thought it was a line for the bus stop because it was bus stop's right outside. And I was thinking, oh, wow, you know, fair. People are really standing pretty far apart to wait for the bus and then sort of waltzed into CVS like it's no thing and was sort of hit with a no, get to the back of the line. So anyway, never mind, no time for CVS lines here. So anyway, good luck everybody out there surviving here in Queens, trying to anyway. I go back and forth because I feel like I don't want to be complaining because I have my health and my daughter has her health and my family has their health. And right now that is the ultimate that anyone could be asking for. So when there are long lines at CVS and, you know, when I got burnt from cooking something, it's like, these are just minor, and I'm trying to remind myself of that. And I don't ever want to come across as somebody who's complaining about things when I have really no right to complain about them, since for so many things are just unthinkably worse. But, you know, it's hard. We're all going through this together. And that's the one thing I keep trying to remind myself, is that we are all going through this together because we're all isolated in our little siloed homes and apartments. It's sometimes, and I know we have social media to know this, but it can sometimes really feel like we're the only ones going through this in a weird way, even though obviously it's like uniting the entire world. I mean, the fact that I'm like not slacking, God Lord, excuse me. WhatsApping with friends in the UK, and I have a friend in Sicily. And it's kind of nutty that my friend in Sicily can say, hey, how are you coping? This is how I'm coping. But she's also said that it's been so much stricter for her. She's only allowed to go out once a week to get groceries, that they really are finding people for leaving the house without a reason to, which is interesting. But the streets have been fairly quiet here, so I think we're getting somewhere here in Queens. But anyway, sending out love. I want to hear how you guys are all doing. Thank goodness for each other. That's what I have to say. All right. Take care.